Hello students, in the previous class we have studied about the concept learning, where in a concept learning the main function of concept learning is to classify an object based on the attributes or a properties, or we can say the features based on the object's features, where we are going to classify it as a belongs to a particular class or not belongs to a particular class. So, in the same manner, the example for a concept learning, in this chapter you are going to learn two concept learning algorithm. The first algorithm which we are going to cover it up here is the Finders algorithm. So, why we require this Finders algorithm in a concept learning? Mainly the first thing is Finders algorithm is going to require to find the maximally specific hypothesis. Say hypothesis, where we are going to generate hypothesis, that hypothesis must be consistent with the training example or instances, so that it can classify a training example or instance into a proper class, or it can specify a proper target to the particular concept. So, now let us look at this Finders algorithm, where we are required for the practically we are going to implement the Finders algorithm in a first lab cycle program, and also we are going to look at this explanation how this algorithm is going to work for a particular example. This is a one example given. This table is going to refer to a simple example which we have already seen in the concept learning. The concept learning, where the concept of this particular training data set is a person wants to enjoy a water sport. When he wants to enjoy a water sport, what are the attributes it has been considered? There are 6 attributes we are going to come across. Along with the 6 attributes, the target concept is being specified, that is the target. Enjoy is indicating a target concept. The target concept can be a positive or a negative. That is the row, the one by one, the row is representing an example. There are instances. Each instance or training example, where this training example is being classified into a positive or negative. That is what we have been having in this particular case. So, we have to generate a hypothesis so that it can address the training example, and the hypothesis must classify into a positive or a negative training example. Now, let us look at the Finders algorithm, how the Finders algorithm is utilizing this training example to generate the hypothesis. Now, let us look at the algorithm of Finders algorithm. Now, I will write up the Finders algorithm by using a pictorial representation. Now, let us look at here. First thing is, first step of Finders algorithm is initialize H. The first step is initialize the H, that is hypothesis. Initialize the hypothesis with the most specific hypothesis. So, as in a previous class itself I have said how we are going to represent the most specific hypothesis. Now, the most specific hypothesis can be represented in the form of a set of 5, that is H is equal to how many number of attributes are present, so many number of 5 is being indicated to represent a specific hypothesis. So, initialize a hypothesis with a specific attribute. That is what the step number 1 of a Finders algorithm. Now, the next step is we need to maximally means we need to make a generalized form of hypothesis, so that that particular hypothesis is going to address all the training examples which is present in a data set. So, when we are having this particular hypothesis phi, phi is not going to address any of the training examples, because the phi is indicating it is not going to accept any values. So, it is most specific hypothesis. Now, we need to convert this most specific hypothesis to generalized hypothesis or maximally specific hypothesis, so that it can address the given data set. So, the next step here is, the next step of the algorithm is, for a given training example, find out which is the positive training example. That is the what? For each of positive training example, first check it out in a given data set. Is there any positive training example? If it is yes, now check it out whether this positive training example is going to be mapping with the hypothesis which has got generated. See, what happens here is, when you are comparing this phi with any of the value, it does not match, it is not going to accept it. So, what we have to change it over here is, instead of having a specific hypothesis, we should replace the maximally specific hypothesis which is related to this particular data set. So, that is what we are going to perform here. So, the attribute values will be, when it is equal to the hypothesis which you are generated, then that itself is going to become that positive training example itself become a hypothesis. But in very first stage, the hypothesis got initialized to phi. So, it is nowhere matching to the positive training example. So, for that reason, we need to replace this phi value with the attribute values which is present in the positive training example. So, that is what we are going to perform. That is, if it is no, then replace hypo value. So, first step is we are replacing the phi with the positive training example. After replacing with the positive training example, we just repeatedly perform this task and compare the next coming positive example with the newly generated hypothesis and checking out whether we can generalize the hypothesis by replacing the attribute value with the question mark. So, this process is going to be repeatedly performed until the training examples of a data set, the entire data set is going to be addressed by the last hypothesis, where the last hypothesis which is going to be generated is going to address all the positive training example of a data set. So, here the one drawback of the finders algorithm is it is not going to address the negative training example. So, suppose you just look at here, the third row, the target concept here is no. The no is indicating it is a negative. So, the finders algorithm is not going to address the negative training example. It is only going to address or taking the positive training example for the derivation of a hypothesis. So, now let us look at how this Finders algorithm is going to work for this particular training example. See how, now let us look at here how this is going to work. See, according to the theorem, according to this Finders algorithm, first we should initialize the hypothesis with the most specific hypothesis. This has got initialized with the most specific hypothesis. The next step is, now moving on to the data set, we should compare the hypothesis. For example, let us consider this is H naught. H naught hypothesis will be compared with the first training example of a data set. First step is of Finders algorithm checks the target concept of a data set or training example is a positive or negative. Yes, it is. Yes indicates positive training example. Positive training example, now the attribute of this positive training example is compared with the hypothesis. When the phi is a hypothesis, first initialized most specific hypothesis, it will be compared with the first training example. So, nowhere it is matching because phi is it is not going to accept any values. So, nowhere this H naught is mapping with the first training example. So, for that reason, now we have to make it a generalized form of hypothesis, so that that hypothesis must be related to the data set which is present in the table. So, because of that reason, we are going to replace the phi value with the value of a first row. So, when you are having the first row values are been attribute values are being considered, and it will be considered it as a hypothesis, the newly generated hypothesis. Let us write it: sunny, warm, next normal, next is strong, next strong, warm, strong, warm, next is same. Now let us check it out. Whether this H1 hypothesis, newly generated hypothesis, whether it is matching with the next coming positive training examples. Now, when you look at this hypothesis is going to be like consistent. It gives a positive result and consistent with the target concept. So, this hypothesis only consistent with the first training example, but when you compare the another positive training example, second positive training example, when it is compared with the hypothesis H1, then what happens? The sunny will match, but warm is going to match. Here it is normal, but this is high. So, these two are not going to match. So, what supposed we have to do is, we need to generalize this hypothesis. So, once again, so that it can address all the positive training example of a data set, given data set. So, because of that reason, comparing the hypothesis, newly generated hypothesis H1 with the second training example, which is a positive training example, comparing with these two, we are going to generate, the algorithm is going to generate new hypothesis, that is equal to sunny, warm, next normal is there, high. So, we are replacing these two value with a question mark. So why the question mark is? Question mark is a one generalizing, it can accept any values, either the warm, either the high or normal. So it is question mark. Next is strong, strong, it remains as it is in this. Next is warm, it remains as it is. Next same, it remains as it is. Now we have got the newly generated hypothesis. The next step is, once again this new generated hypothesis must match with the next training example. But when you comes to the next training example, it is a negative training example. When it is a negative training example, nowhere, that is Finders algorithm is going to address the negative training example, because what happens here is, when this sunny is there, first attribute value of a newly generated hypothesis, when it is mapping with the rainy in the first value itself, when it is mapping with the rainy, during that time it fails to have the hypothesis, or it fails to address the negative training example. So the Finders algorithm is not going to address the negative training example. Next, let us look at the next training example. Whether it Finders algorithm just looks at whether the target concept is a positive or a negative. It is positive. Once again, what happens? This H2, the hypothesis which has got generated, will be compared with the fourth training example. Now when we are by comparing with the fourth training example, the new hypothesis is going to be generated. Now that is H3 is equal to, see, sunny will be compared with sunny, yes it is sunny. Next, warm is compared with warm. Anyhow question mark is there, that is going to be retained as it is, because question mark is a acceptance, accept any values. Next, strong, strong, as it is strong. Now you come here, the H2 hypothesis, here it is warm is there, but in a fourth training example it is cool, but concept here is yes. So both the values are going to be accepted, that is cool is also accepted for the positive training example, warm is also accepted. So instead of these two, we are going to replace the question mark. So question mark. Once again the same change is present here, same is here. So same change, two attribute values. So instead of 2, we are going to replace question mark. So at the end, for this particular training example, we are going to generate a hypothesis. That hypothesis is a consistent hypothesis for addressing the positive training example of a given data set. So that is what that is how the Finders algorithm is going to work. The same thing concept will be implementing in your lab program, the lab first program. Let us move on to the next topic, that is a version space and candidate elimination algorithm. So in a version space, the first thing is we are going to find out what are the main constraints of a Finders algorithm. When you come to the constraints of Finders algorithm is not going to address for the negative training example, that is the main thing. And also during the practical implementation, the Finders algorithm is nowhere been utilized. So that is the main drawback of Finders algorithm. That drawback can be overcome by using another concept learning algorithm, that is the candidate elimination algorithm. Now let us look at what is the version space and what is the how by using the version space we are going to study a small algorithm, that is what list and then algorithm. The Finders algorithm has got a limitations. The first thing is the key idea behind having this candidate elimination algorithm here is, whatever we need to generate a set of all hypotheses which can address the entire data set. Either it can be a positive training example or it can be a negative training example, or a positive instance or negative instances. It should address all the concept. So, that is why we are going to generate a set of hypotheses for a given data set. So, that is the main reason having the candidate elimination algorithm. Now, let us look at and another thing is the main application of this candidate elimination algorithm is it is going to be applied in a chemical industries, and also it is used in a heuristic searching process. This particular candidate elimination is going to be used. Now, let us look at how we can represent a consistent hypothesis, because see what happens here is, in a candidate elimination we are going to create a subset of hypothesis. So, that subset of hypothesis must be consistent with the training example. So, how we are going to represent, or how we are going to say that this training example is a consistent training example, that is being done with representation is done with a definition. Now, let us look at this definition. See, in this definition, it says that a hypothesis H, small h, is consistent with a set of training examples. See, that is indicated by capital D, training example, if and only if h of x is equal to c of x for each example x comma c of x in D. That is consistent H comma D is equal to, for all x comma c of x that belongs to D, h of x is equal to c of x. So, here what happens? So, how we are going to have consistent hypothesis? So, we need to generate a set of hypothesis. So, when you are generating set of hypothesis, that hypothesis must be consistent with the training exam. So, that is what the candidate elimination is going to generate a set of hypothesis. So, based on this definition, a hypothesis small h is, see, in a space, in a large space H, capital H, there will be a set of hypotheses H1, H2, H3, set of hypotheses small h. So, that hypothesis H is consistent with the set of training example D. The training example, that is in a set, rows and columns which you have written, data set. Capital D is indicating a data set, the complete data set. See, the H which you are going to generate, it should be consistent with the entire data set. It should address entire data set D, if and only if. When it is going to be consistent? When h of x is equal to c of x. The target concept must be equal to h of x. So, always if h of x is equal to 1, Either it can be for a positive training example or it can be a negative training example. If h of x is equal to 1, then it is been said to be h of x is equal to c of x, and it is consistent with the training example. Either it can be a positive training example or with a negative training example in a given data set D. So, symbolically how we can represent this consistent is, this is how symbolically we are representing consistent h comma d is equal to, for all of x comma c of x belongs to capital D, where h of x is equal to c of x. So, that is regardless of whether it is a positive training example or it is a negative training example, and the target concept, that is c of x, must be equal to h of x, that is h of x is equal to 1. So, that is what we are, this is a one how the candidate elimination will depend on this particular concept, that is it will checking out the consistent hypothesis. Now, let us look at what is the version space. Now, by looking at this definition, we can define what is a version space, because candidate elimination algorithm is going to create a version space. In that version space, a consistent hypothesis are going to be generated. Now, look at what is a version space. Definition of version space. See, definition, version space. Version space, it is denoted VSHD with respect to hypothesis space, capital H, and training example capital D is the subset of hypothesis is the subset from hypothesis H consistent with training example. So, version space can be represented as symbolically, where H, small h, belongs to capital H for all consistent small h comma t. This is what the version space. Version space is a space, it will be having a collection of hypothesis or a subset of a hypothesis which is consistent with the given training data set or given training example or given training data set D. So, that is what we call it as a version space. See, what here is representing is, you should be clear with the version space. Just think it of, that is, you are going to have a hypothesis space H, that is capital H. Capital H is a hypothesis space. So, in that, inside that hypothesis, there will be n number of hypotheses, H1, H2, 100, H100, 100 hypotheses will be there, but only few hypotheses or we can call subset of this hypothesis is going to be consistent with the D, consistent with the D, that is capital D indicate the training data set. So, based on the version space concept, the candidate elimination algorithm is going to create a version space. In that there will be having a set of hypothesis, or it will generating a single hypothesis that is going to address the training example. Now, let us look at, based on this version space, we have got a simple algorithm. That algorithm is going to create a version space and then generate a consistent hypothesis. That is what the algorithm is, list then eliminate hypothesis. Now, let us look at how the list then eliminate algorithm is going to work. Let us look at the simple algorithm based on the version space. This algorithm is called list then eliminate. So, what is supposed to do? List and eliminate. See, list and eliminate is going to take out the data set and collect all the members of the data set and then tries to form a hypothesis in very first stage, and it will be keeping in a version space. It keeps inside the version space. So, that is what here list. So, version space, a list containing every hypothesis capital H. For example, if you consider this a box is like a version space H. Based on the data set D, based on the data set T, it collects all the attribute values and members of all this data set and then have the hypothesis, maximum how much hypothesis it can generate based on the data set. It generates all the hypothesis, n number of hypotheses are going to be generated inside the version space. So, now next step here is we need to check the target concept, that is for each of the instance or training example x, small x is indicating instances. Any of the instance which has got a target concept means result, either it is a positive training example or a negative training example, that is C of x. If a C of x is equal to H of x, if C of x is equal to H of x, those hypotheses are going to be retained in a version space. If H of x is not equal to C of x, then that particular hypothesis is going to be removed from the version space. So, these steps are going to be repeatedly performing its task until all the training examples in a data set is not completed. So, until the training examples in a data set completes, then it comes out of the loop. So, that is what, and then it gives the list of hypothesis in a version space. That is what here, see, for each training example x comma C of x, remove from version space any hypothesis H for which H of x not equal to C of x. So, output the list of hypothesis in a version space. So, this is a one simple algorithm where it creates a version space, and in the version space it is going to have a hypothesis which is being addressed to the particular training examples. So, it can address both the positive training examples and negative training example. So, if once few times it can generate only the single hypothesis which can address both the positive training example or negative training example, but few cases to maintain the consistency with the both the positive and negative training example, it can generate more number of hypotheses in a version space. Now, in the next class, let us look at the candidate elimination algorithm with a example.